lads, welcome back to the channel, and we have a PoE 2 video today. Dawn of the Hunt, the next Path of Exile 0.2 patch is gonna drop April 4th, and we had the live stream for the announcement, basically for the patch, all the new details, everything that is coming. Not the patch notes yet. I cannot wait for the patch notes. Everything looks so damn amazing. It's a lot more than probably everybody was expecting. I've been saying for a few weeks now on my streams that PoE 2, they've been keeping GG, they've been keeping their cards a little bit too close to their chest. I didn't think that we got enough teasers. I was expecting a lot more content to come, but this is absolutely insane. So we have a new, gameplay here, trailer for the new patch, and of course we have a much more lengthier video. Both of the links are gonna be on the description if you wanna check them out. The trailer is just very good, and all of the descriptions and all of the things that we are getting. But we also have all the information here on the site. Link of this will also be down below on the description. We are getting the Huntress with 2 new ascendancies for the class as well, of course. More importantly, we are getting 20 new Hunter skills. We are getting 25 in total new skills in general for the game, and we are getting 3 new ascendancies. I was expecting 2, but we are getting 3. We're getting the Smith of Kitava for the warrior. We are getting the tactician for the mercenary, and we are getting the Lich for the witch, which is basically a variation of the occultist from PoE 1 with a lot of really cool stuff. Now on the link down the description for the lengthier video, there are a lot more information there if you want to check them out. For the ascendancies, they have some of the passives, not all of them, but some of the passives that you can get through those ascendancies. We might do a deep dive video as well, but probably gonna wait when the patch notes and we get all the passives for those drop, right? I think that's gonna be a little bit more comprehensive instead of us guessing. We are getting the Ray Spectre as a new skill as well. I have no doubt that there are gonna be some really broken things. From what it seems that, yeah, you can see here in the picture, like every little monster in the game has a different spirit cost when you raise them as a Spectre, and then once you do it, you can go into your skill gem and you just press how many of them you want to raise based on your spirit, of course. This is gonna be very interesting. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to raise different kinds of Spectre with 1 gem. I don't think so, but maybe with multiple gems. We'll see what's gonna happen there. It's gonna be very interesting to see what the variations are gonna be, but it's Spectres. I do expect a lot of broken different kinds of builds to draw from there. And the biggest surprise here, both of those are absolutely insane amount of new support gems and new unique items. I don't know, man, 100 new support gems, 100 new uniques. GG is going all out. Like the list of new support gems in general, when you are cutting a new support gem, is gonna be massive. I do hope that the UI receives a lot more filtering and things like that, because we're gonna have so many. It's gonna be really hard to just go through all of them, right? So yeah, and new uniques. Just a vastly amount of uniques for just 1 patch. I gotta say, I'm super excited about that. Hopefully we're gonna get more build-defined uniques. The first wave of uniques that we had in the early access was not really amazing, let's be honest here, apart from some really powerful things. Most of them were kinda underwhelming, but a couple of them that they've sold, they seem to be very strong. We're getting Mjolnir, of course. Some of them, you know, they're gonna be variations from PoE 1 into PoE 2, of course, and stuff like that. But we also get a quarter staff that grants you all 3 of the heralds, and also nearby enemies having no elemental resistances, and a good amount of like 25 to 35, I don't know what exactly the role there, but a lot of elemental resistance for your character. So it might be a very good stuff to do some cool things with the heralds. If most of the heralds don't get nerfed to the ground, we're gonna have to wait. Now, apart from that, we are also getting so many things about the endgame content that I did not expect. First of all, we are getting two new, basically, league mechanics. One is the Asmerian Wisps. We're going to talk about a little bit of that in a moment. And Rogue Exiles. Both of them seem really, really cool and very much very excited. I gotta be honest. Like the Wisps are a variation of the Affliction Wisps from the PoE1 league that we had a couple of years back. Now, those Wisps, they're gonna be appearing even through the campaign, but on your maps as well. You're gonna be following them. You're not gonna be going into a wildwood area or something like that, like in PoE1, but you're gonna be following. They're gonna be buffing the monsters around them, and also they're gonna have some special wisps like the most special one, the orange one. It's gonna be turning white monsters into magic monsters into rares, and rare monsters into uniques, basically bosses. You're gonna be able to spawn multiple bosses into your maps with those. Like, it's gonna be really, really fun. I'm hoping that the balance is gonna be there. They do have some very specific traits that each wisp, each different color wisp, they give. There are 12 distinct types of wisps, so it's gonna be really cool there to discover all of those. And we have the Rogue Exiles. The Rogue Exiles look a much better variation of PoE1 Rogue Exiles, because they're gonna be coming equipped with unique items that they're gonna be using as well. And you will have on their hit point bar, below the hit point bar, the unique items that they have equipped. And once you kill them, they're gonna be dropping those unique items. So if you find a Rogue Exile with like a headhunter, once you kill him, they're gonna drop a headhunter for you, right? So this is really, really cool. I doubt that they're gonna have uniques from bosses, but it's still a very nice way of getting more uniques into the game, and also know what kind of uniques you're going to be dropping from those Rogue Exiles. That's a very cool thing to have for sure. We do get 7 new maps. We are getting some really cool things when it comes to the end game in general. We're getting this Ezomite Megalith. I was skeptical when I saw the trailer at the start. Like, basically, you are entering this map and you're clicking on those stones that you find on those maps. They basically connect to each of the next stone. And once you are at the end in this kind of arena and you have clicked all the stones, you will be spawning bosses after bosses after bosses after bosses, up to 10 bosses. It's basically something like a Maven encounter that we have in PoE1 with the bosses, but it looks really cool, and it's gonna be basically a map that you're getting a whole crap ton of loot from a lot of bosses. Generally speaking, we are getting a lot of different things that are gonna require for our characters to have much better bossing capabilities, much better single target, because we also get some new things about essences. We're gonna talk about those actually, let's talk about them right now. So we're getting the corrupted essences. We're gonna be able to use Valorbs on our essences, and they're gonna have a couple of different outcomes that we can get. And apart from just upgrading into greater essences, we also get the corrupted essences from PoE1 in much different variations though. And I do like these a lot. We have 2 examples here. Essence of Horror, for example, you get 50% increase effect of sockety runes and soul cores. These can be used on boots and gloves. These essences have basically both the normal and the greater essence mechanics, so they can upgrade a normal item into magic with this kind of modifier, or a magic into rare. So very good for our crafting there. And another, the Essence of Insanity that we got here. This is really cool. On corruption, the item gains 2 enchantments. This is only for belts, and I think it's a very good slot as well, because on belts we usually don't want all of our. We don't really care about all of the mods there, right? You want whatever mods boost your build, and the rest are probably like couple of good ones, maybe resistance and stuff like that. But this way, you're gonna be able to actually get more resistances on the corruption or other kind of corrupted modifiers in PoE2. They're very nice and much better. Now, let's talk about how they are changing the end game, and this is where I could talk about a lot of time. I'm gonna try to keep it a little bit short here, but basically we have the starting and basic progression of our Atlas passives completely changed. First of all, we are moving from 30 passives into 40 on the basic Atlas passive tree right now. And what's going to happen is that once you start your Atlas from Doriani, you're going to have those nexuses. They're specialized maps like that. I think this is the nexus. Yeah. And you're going to be going in there once you kill and complete this map. You're going to be dropping, you're going to be getting a tome for 2 Atlas passives. Now, these, you're going to need to do them in, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, etc., up to tier 15. So basically, you're going to need to travel around your Atlas and find those nexuses and each time do them in a higher tier. So we don't have the old system, complete 5 tier 1s, 5 tier 2s, etc. We're going to have a completely new system, but they're also changing a lot of things when it comes to the corruption that we have. Corruption is going to be basically certain modifiers, like each corrupted map is going to have different kinds of bonuses, and once you complete the nexus, which is basically the middle of the corruption of that corrupted area, you're gonna be cleansing this area, and then you have cleansed maps which they're gonna have a different set of basic modifiers on them, and also cleansed maps with bosses. Actually, they're gonna be dropping fracturing orbs, which is fantastic, a new crafting material, one of the best ones that we have in PoE in general. I'm so glad that it's coming in PoE 2 right now. And yeah, it's basically gonna be, I think, guaranteed when you're dropping it from a map there, from a cleansed map. And the corrupted maps, they're gonna have different kind of bonus, different kind of drops, etc. It's gonna be really nice. From what Mark said, the cleanse map, they're gonna be dropping more waystones and more cards in general. So they're gonna be a way of us getting better sustain for our waystones as well. They're also changing the system with the portals. So basically, what they're adding is another little line on the implicits of the waystone, and based on how many modifiers, you're gonna have more portals. Basically, you're gonna start with 6 portals, and with each modifier, you're gonna be getting one less portal. They said that like rare maps. So 4 to 6 modifiers, they only gonna have 1 portal. So what they're trying to do is just ramp up the difficulty. Early on, you're gonna have the luxury, let's say, of dying into your maps but not losing anything. You're gonna be going back in there, and you're gonna be spawning as well on the last waypoint that you had access to. So you're gonna be spawning close, hopefully, to the point that you died. You don't gonna have to do a lot of running, a lot of backtracking back to the place you died. So this is a nice change, and I really like the fact that they're keeping the difficulty for the end game map in tier 15 with 6 modifiers. You're still only gonna have 1 portal for those, and it's gonna be really cool. They do also make some changes with how map bosses and parties work. Like when you're doing a map boss with a party, the person that opened up the map, the owner, is going to be able to respawn the whole team on the waypoint outside the boss, right? So they're keeping some of that difficulty. You still are going to require to not die when you're fighting bosses, etc. Now, a huge change into the Lost Tower system. What is going to be happening? First of all, we're going to have far fewer less towers. And from a picture that they showed, I feel like that the range of the towers is also a little bit increased. But there are some specific things that they're doing in this system and the tablets all together. So what's happening is, as you can see here, the towers, they have 3 slots that you can get for 3 different tablets, right? Now the first slot is just if you complete the map, and the second slot if you complete the map with 2 or 3 modifiers. and the third slot if you complete it with 6 modifiers. So basically, the harder the Lost Tower map that you are going is, the more slots you will be unlocking. Keep in mind that in the towers, if you die, you can run them up again. You don't have any issues there, and so it's gonna be very desirable, especially end game, to run them with 6 modifiers, getting your 3 tablet slots, and be able to juice. One extra thing that they are actually increasing, if you see here, increased number of influence maps by 100%. So based on what tier waystone you're putting on the Lost Tower, this is gonna have a number that's fluctuating from 0 to 100%, 100% being a tier 15 maps. So we are actually getting incentives now to run tier 15s or high tier maps in those towers. Keep in mind, the towers, all of the layouts, they're a little bit changed now. They all gonna have bosses, so they're not gonna be just kill rares or reach the beacon at the end and be down the tower. You are actually going to be needing to kill a boss on those to activate the tower. So they're gonna have their own difficulty, but we do get some really new cool bosses on those as well, which is fine. Definitely a step in the right direction when it comes to towers. I was a little bit skeptical how they're gonna approach the whole tower situation. We all know that it's not an amazing system, but with this you only need, basically they alleviate the need of you pathing into like 4, 5, 6 different towers, then put in your tablets and then start doing your juiced maps. In this way, you're gonna be pathing into your tower. It's gonna be affecting a big area, and if you do it on like tier 15 or stuff like that, as you can see here, like 32 maps in raids contain bridges, 28 maps. Basically, you are doubling the amount of maps that you are affecting with your tablets, and this is gonna be really good. They also said that the tablets, they're gonna be giving us more mechanics, so it's maybe not gonna be just one bridge, but 2 or 3 bridges. We're gonna have to find out all the details on the patch notes, but yeah, a very nice step to the correct direction, I would say. When it comes to towers, it might be a lot more enjoyable and a lot more easier. We also getting some unique tablets that they seem really cool. Like one of them actually allows you to pop the unique tablet there, and then you can do whatever map you want in the area that the tower affects without you needing to connect the dots. So a lot more flexibility when it comes to our juicing and the layouts that we want to choose in our endgame farming strategies. So I'm really cool and I'm really excited about that, because the end game and the different farming strategies that we could do, they were a little bit stale. They weren't really amazing, let's be honest. And I could make a video about you know what, you can do this, but it was really difficult for a lot of players to actually replicate. Now it's gonna be a lot easier. Grab your three tablets, throw them in the Lost Tower, and you're done. You have exactly the same things that we are describing in a farming strategy, so you can replicate it, you can get your loot out of it. We also gonna be getting a specialized map for essences. Basically, what's gonna be happening there? It's gonna be like you're finding all of those unique essences there, and once you open it and you kill it, the essence is gonna be transferred into the map boss, right? And it's gonna be up to the players and your build and character power, how many essences you're gonna be dropping there. You can also corrupt those essences, so you might be dropping like a whole bunch of essences into the boss and have some crazy bosses with like 6, 8, 10, 12, I don't know, 15 essences maybe, and I'm expecting a lot of bricked bosses on that map, but it's a nice way. We are definitely going to have much better access to greater essences. This was a huge issue back in the early access during December, and we also know that we are getting a lot better Atlas passives for those. We're gonna be getting Atlas passives for the Wisps as well. For Rogue Exiles, the basic Atlas passive tree becomes a lot more interesting, a lot more powerful as well. Like we're gonna be getting 100% chance to spawn an essence, not 10% chance that we had before, which was absolute crap and stuff like that. So yeah, they are making some really great changes when it comes to the end game. Not a lot of changes for the campaign, not right now at least, but all of the things that are coming during the dawn of the hunt on this patch seem really, really good. I think GG understood a lot of the points that the feedback from all the players were trying to make, and Huntress already looks like a really fun class to play. I've been liking Hunters a lot since they first initially showcased her in the first ExileCon, but they never showed anything else. So yeah, it's basically kind of reworked from that kind of iteration that we had back then. And yeah, it seems really, really cool. We have some skills that they showcased as well already. As you can see, like a lot of mobility, a lot of cool synergies. It's one of those classes that has the highest amount of combo skills between each other, and from the interview that we had after the initial live stream videos, it seems like it's gonna have a lot of synergy with frenzy charges as well. So yeah, some really cool counter attacks. Also, we are getting a new parry mechanic. So from this is gonna be basically a skill that you're getting from shields now. And once you parry, you're gonna be able to basically kind of block attacks, but you're gonna be able to counter after you do that. So you go into a pack, you parry, and then you're gonna be able to activate counter attacks after that. It seems like a very strong, a very powerful mechanic, and also it's gonna have a lot of synergies, like just like when you use raise shield and stuff like that, you are gonna be getting from the hits increased stun afterwards. But if you actually have evasion, you're not gonna be able to get that build up. So Mark was saying, oh, you know what? We might see some builds that they're basically kind of pairing all the time. And we also have, as you can see here, the Roa, the Mount Roa, that we already knew that Hunters would have, and a companion. As you can see, this monkey there, he's fighting along the Hunters. So basically, Hunters is going to have the companion skill. You're going to be able to raise one of those monsters that you find, and they're going to retain their own modifiers. So if it's a rare that has like a couple of rare modifiers, they're going to retain those, and you might get some really cool synergies like dropping soaking ground, dropping chill ground, whatever things that you might find. I'm hoping that these are not going to be very squeezy, but it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun. I think Hunters is going to have a lot of different variations. Hopefully they nail the balance when it comes to the different kind of skills. But she has bleeding capabilities, she has a lot of elemental capabilities as well. So yeah, we'll see where we end up when it comes to the balance of the new skills. And of course, we expect a huge rebalancing of the skills that we have currently in the game for all classes. I'm getting very, very excited. It's gonna be really difficult for me to play because last epoch is coming 2 weeks after Path of Exile 2, and we have a lot of work there once the patch notes drop. But I don't know, man. This Endgame and everything like really pulled me in again into the PoE 2. Unique strong boxes, I'm not gonna talk about it. We're getting a few of them. They seem a little bit more interesting. I'm not a huge fan of strong boxes right now. They are a little bit more interesting than the current ones, but honestly, they still seem to take a lot of time to complete the encounters. So they might be interesting early on once you find them a couple of times, but after that, I just don't see it unless they have some really crazy rewards. We're gonna have to find out that for ourselves during our gameplay though. So yeah, make sure that you let me know what you feel about all of those new changes, if you like them, if there is anything that you would like to see in the new parts, and if you are as excited as I am for the patch notes. Once the patch notes drop, of course, we're gonna be reading them on my streams. If you want to come hang out, and I'm gonna try and get a good TLDR video about the patch notes on my YouTube channel as well. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.